If you are over 60 and your feet stay cold no matter what socks you wear, or your legs feel heavier at the end of the day, you need to hear this. Most older adults don't realize that poor circulation in the feet is not just a comfort issue. It is your body whispering that something deeper is changing. And here is the part that surprises nearly everyone in my clinic. Leg circulation often weakens long before any heart symptoms ever appear. Not because you did anything wrong, but because after 60, your body produces far less nitric oxide, the tiny signal that keeps your blood vessels open and flexible. When nitric oxide drops, your vessels behave like automatic doors at the grocery store that no longer sense you approaching. They stay shut. Blood moves slowly. Warmth never reaches your toes. Many seniors assume this is normal aging, but it is not the whole story. I am Dr. James, and I still remember Frank, a 72-year-old grandfather who walked into my office on a winter morning. He rubbed his legs and said, "Doc, I feel like my feet belong to someone else." But his legs were not failing him. His leg circulation simply did not have the support it needed anymore. He looked relieved when I told him he was not alone, and this was not his fault. Before we go any further, tell me this. Do your feet stay cold or numb even in a warm house? Comment 1 if yes, 0 if no. And stay with me, because in the next 60 seconds, I am going to reveal the most overlooked reason poor circulation in feet keeps getting worse after 60, and why the first vitamin on our list can create real change faster than most people expect. Here is something most older adults never get told, even after years of struggling with poor circulation in their feet. Vitamin C is not just an immune booster. It is the spark that turns on one of the most important signals your vessels use every single day to push blood down to your legs. Without enough vitamin C, your body cannot produce the nitric oxide it needs to keep those vessels open. And when nitric oxide drops, leg circulation slows in ways that feel subtle at first but grow louder with time. I think of Evelyn, a 72-year-old retired teacher who came into my clinic last fall. She told me her feet felt cold even during summer, and she always blamed it on age. She said, "Doc, sometimes it feels like my blood is stuck halfway down." Her voice cracked when she said it, because she missed her morning walks around her neighborhood, the ones she used to take with her husband before he passed. When we supported her vitamin C levels the right way, something shifted. 2 weeks later, she walked back into my office and said, "I felt warmth in my toes this morning. I have not felt that in years." The look on her face said everything. It was not magic. It was her vessels finally receiving the signal they had been missing. Here is the simple science behind it. Think of your blood vessels like automatic sliding doors at the supermarket. Vitamin C is the sensor that tells those doors to open. Without it, the doors hesitate. They stall. They stay half closed. Blood has to squeeze through narrow gaps, making leg circulation feel slow, heavy, and cold. With enough vitamin C, nitric oxide flows again, the doors glide open, and warm blood finally reaches the feet that have been waiting for it. If you struggle with poor circulation in your feet, do not underestimate this opening signal. And stay with me, because vitamin C is only the beginning. The next vitamin does something even more surprising. It does not just open the vessels. It helps them bend and flex the way they used to decades ago. Here is something almost no one over 60 ever hears from their doctor. Poor circulation in the feet is not always caused by narrow vessels. Sometimes the vessels have simply become stiff, like old plastic tubing left out in the sun. And when arteries stiffen, leg circulation slows, no matter how hard your heart tries. This is where vitamin K2 MK7 becomes one of the most overlooked tools for older adults. Not K1, the kind found in leafy greens. I am talking about vitamin K2 MK7, the form your body uses to guide calcium to the right places. Without enough K2 MK7, calcium can drift out of your bones and settle into your arteries. Over time, it turns flexible vessel walls into something closer to chalk. We call this arterial stiffness, but most seniors feel it as heaviness, tightness, or legs that fatigue faster than they used to. I will never forget Lewis, a 75-year-old Air Force veteran who sat across from me last spring. He was proud, tough, the kind of man who rarely complained. But that day, he said, "Doc, my legs feel like I am walking through wet cement." When I examined him, the signs were clear. His vessels were not just narrow, they were rigid. His poor circulation in his feet was a symptom of something deeper. When we supported his diet with the right amount of K2 MK7, the shift was steady and real. A few weeks later, he walked into my office with a smile on his face and said, "My legs feel lighter." I thought that feeling was gone forever. Moments like that remind me how much potential the body still holds, even after 60, when we give it what it needs. Think of K2 MK7 as the traffic officer that sends calcium back into your bones, restoring the natural flexibility your vessels once had. When arteries can bend and move again, leg circulation improves in a way that feels almost like youth returning to the body. But flexibility alone is not enough. You still need one more vitamin, the one that opens vessels fast enough that many seniors can actually feel the warmth spreading through their legs. And that is where the real surprise begins. Most older adults are surprised when I tell them this. The vitamin they have feared for years, the one they avoid because of the warm, red niacin flush, is often the very vitamin that wakes up leg circulation faster than anything else we talk about today. And the flush itself, that gentle wave of warmth across the face and chest, is not a danger signal. It is your vessels opening for the first time in a long time. I think of Marlene, a 69-year-old grandmother who came to see me last spring. She had lived with poor circulation in her feet for almost a decade. She said, "Doc, sometimes my legs feel like they have fallen asleep forever." When I mentioned niacin, she shook her head instantly. She had read online that the flush meant something was wrong. I told her gently, "No, Marlene, the flush is simply your blood vessels saying, 'I can breathe again.'" 2 weeks later, she returned with a story that still makes me smile. She took her first small dose after dinner, felt her face warm, and was about to panic until she noticed something. Her feet warmed too. "Doc, I walked across my kitchen floor, and it did not feel like marble anymore. That warmth felt like life coming back." Here is why it happens. Niacin acts like a road crew on a busy highway. It widens narrow pathways, smooths out traffic, and allows blood to move freely. It also supports the balance of the thicker components in your bloodstream, helping the blood glide instead of dragging. When vessels widen and blood thins slightly, leg circulation feels different, sometimes noticeably different. But niacin is powerful, which is why you must always start low, move slowly, and check with your doctor if you take medications or have liver concerns. This is nutrition acting like a tool, not a quick fix. Now that you know how all three vitamins work, the real question becomes this: how do you use them safely and consistently so your legs can finally get the support they have been asking for all these years? Stay with me, because the final section brings everything together in a way that many seniors find unexpectedly hopeful. If there is one message I want you to take from this entire conversation, it is this: your legs are not giving up on you. Even if you have lived with poor circulation in your feet for years, even if the cold, the heaviness, or the numbness has become part of your daily routine, your body is still trying to heal. It has not stopped. It has simply been waiting for the right support. I have seen this again and again with my own patients, men and women in their 60s, 70s, and 80s who believed the best days for their legs were behind them. And yet, when we gave the body the signals it needed, when vitamin C helped open the doors, when K2 MK7 restored flexibility, when niacin gently widened the pathways, something remarkable happened. They felt warmth again. They felt steadier. Their leg circulation responded. Not because of magic, not because of luck, but because the body remembers how to heal when we give it what it needs. Think of your legs the way you might think of an old neighborhood you love. Maybe the sidewalks are cracked, the lights flicker, the streets feel a little worn, but with the right care, the right attention, that neighborhood can glow again. Your legs work the same way. They carry stories, memories, decades of your life. They deserve support, not frustration. Today, choose one small step. Maybe it is adding a vitamin-rich food to your breakfast. Maybe it is taking a short walk after lunch. Maybe it is simply noticing which foot feels warmer when you wake up tomorrow. Healing begins with awareness, not perfection. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which part of this surprised you the most? Was it the role of nitric oxide? The power of K2 MK7? Or the warmth people feel from niacin? Comment and let me know. Your voice helps others feel less alone. And if you want more calm, science-based guidance to support healthier legs after 60, I would love for you to subscribe. Not for me, but for the future version of you who still has places to walk, people to see, and moments to enjoy. Your legs can carry you farther than you think.